In this video, we are building the future of technology, a hovercraft. I'm starting with a base I've constructed using different shades of blue, including what I call toothpaste blue, sand blue, and I think it is known as medium blue. Lego does have a wide variety of blues, and I'm trying to use them all here to create a weathered look of blue metal. I'm also using some light bluish grey in the pieces where I don't have a blue option. I'm building up the sides of the vehicle, and now I've moved on to the front where I'm adding a bumper that I'm going to use curved slopes for to give it a distinct appearance. I put this 1x4 brick in the wrong spot. So now I realise I won't have any attachment points for the bumper. So I quickly move it to the right spot before I add in the 1x6 light bluish grey plate to continue building. For these MOCs, I do plan them out beforehand and then deconstruct them and rebuild them for the video, most of the time. But some of the time I just go freestyle and build on camera. I'm adding in one of these modified plates, which I'm going to use to add one of those old-fashioned car logos to, before adding the slope on top. Moving on to the back of the build, I'm adding on these tiles, which I found on the pick-a-brick wall at the Lego shop, onto some snot bricks to create a sort of band of light blue around the back. The light blue, I think, works well in comparison to some of the darker blues at the front and gives the look of the build a more dynamic feel. Here I'm using brackets on a 2x4 plate to create a stud reversal technique that I'm adding to the back of the build in order to add the bumper, in which the studs will face the opposite way to the rest of the car. I want to add the bumper on so that it covers all three studs, but I have no connection points for it at the moment. So I'm adding this lower section of the bumper with some sidebars so that I can add it on to what I've already got. As you can see, it fits quite well and is quite satisfying. And that's because of the magic rule that 2 Lego bricks high is 5 plates across. It's probably clearer to say 2 Lego bricks across. In other words, the width of 2 Lego bricks is equivalent to 5 plates stacked vertically. I'm adding on 1x4 jumper plates in light bluish grey onto the back. You'll see I'm going to add the engines to these later, and also on the sides. I think 4 engines as opposed to 4 wheels is a very futuristic concept that I think could be prevalent in cars such as these. Next, I'm building up the central, bonnet structure. I'm adding on these windscreen elements, but unfortunately I've bent them in the wrong spot. So in this shot they're sitting a bit too high, but now they've been fixed off camera. Moving on to the engines themselves, I'm using a bunch of these fairly new snot bricks that I got from the Lion Knight's castle, and adding on these 2x2 tiles on all sides. I made 4 of them, which I'm going to add to the car, and I think they look quite cool, like little cubes. I'm adding them on an angle, and I can do this because they're only connected with one stud. However, they are quite sturdy. I think the symmetry looks really good here, and the lighter colour stands out a bit from the rest of the build. I'm adding in the robot who drives the vehicle, and this is the final build. We've got some front-on views of the build and a video. I reckon the build looks great. Let me know what you think in the comments, or what you think I should build next. Also, if you've enjoyed the video so far, remember to like and subscribe. Here we've got the build from a top-down view, and now we're moving on to some photos I've took of it. We've got the front element that I added, a portrait photo from the same angle, a close-up of the robot. I think this is a really cool composition. And there's another one of the robot driving it. This robot is one of the collectible minifigures from series 22, I believe. And it's one of my favourite robots they've made ever since. Here we've got the side-on view. I like that light blue wedge element in the doors. And that's it for this video. I'll see you next time.